Oh yeah, getting down Jonathan Davis style. You look so handsome, yeah, habibi. And I look so much better now that I have eyebrows. On our way to Colorado. Cheers.
I think it's raining over there where it's dark.
Yeah, I think so.
Look at the traffic coming back.
Damn, this is pretty outside. Cheers. $22 Starbucks. Okay, let's see how the new caramel cinnamon cold brew tastes. That bitch is good. That's good. How are you enjoying your $6 cappuccino?
Oh, it's awesome. It's the best cappuccino I've ever had in my entire life.
Totally worth the $6 bucks?
Mm-hmm. Coming back down from here if you want to, so I guess maybe there's places over there we can stop if you wanna.
It is gorgeous here.
Manitou cliff dwellings and museum. Nicole, or you don't remember?
Damn it. Bob Saget. Here we go. Can you see where we are now? Can you guess it? Have you ever been here? No!
They'll be real life gremlins.
I would scream so bad.
Do it. I thought they were real weird.
Oh, so did I!
People were just talking about this in school too.
Nice, no way.
Yeah.
Surprise
Nice.
number one, super success.
Yes. Also, I love that scream, and I caught that on video.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Who's excited? Who's excited? Coley. It is.
Parkour.
Parkour, parkour. Oh my gosh, here we go. Woo, it's a windy road.
Missing leg day at the caves. So, the first reason we're stopping is to catch our breath.
Thank you.
Now, the other reason we're stopping is so that I can start telling the stories. So, we begin in 1880 with the discovery of our cave system. Our caves were actually discovered by two little boys. Their names are George and John Pickett, and they were hiking around the area with their church hiking group when they overhear a howling sound. Never heard anything quite like it before, so they separate from their hiking group and try to figure out where this noise is coming from. It takes them a while, but eventually they find two massive sinkholes in the ground. You might remember those sinkholes. Yeah, these little boys, they hear that now, it's a howling noise, but the wind dies down, noise stops. That's because the wind is what's creating the noise. But the boys don't understand that. So they think it's coming from deep down inside. They climb to the bottom of the sinkholes. They find a hole in the rock. It is big enough for them to squeeze their shoulders through. So they head on in with just a candle lighting their path. They make it so deep into our cave system that when they turn around and look behind them, they can't see the daylight anymore. The wind picks back up again, blows out their candle, leaves these children in complete and total cave darkness. That is, some of the darkest dark humans can experience, so reasonably these children were terrified. They were convinced the cave was haunted as soon as the howling noise picked back up again. They ran all the way back to their hiking group telling everyone, haunted cave, haunted cave. But nobody believes them. You know how that goes. All right, champ, we're heading home. So, kids, they go to Manitou Springs, start telling everyone in town the story, and George Schneider hears it. George Schneider is a journalist and a stone carver, so he kind of figures this is a win-win opportunity. If it's a haunted cave, he writes an article about it. If it's not haunted, then he has a mountain of stone to work with for his stone carving business. So he returns to the sinkholes, finds the hole the boys crawled through, widens it, creates the original entrance to Cave of the Winds, and he's blown away. This place is magical. He wants to share it with the world, but he doesn't have the money to do it. So he talks to his best friend, Charles Reinhardt. Charles Reinhardt is a very wealthy Texas businessman, and with his help, they opened the caves in 1 year. We gave our very first tour here, February 15th, 1881. But when you mix family, friends, and of course, the thing that binds us all as humans, money, great things are going to follow, no? We'll find out in the next room. Watch your heads.
She's making it scary. I know.
Sensor on my head tells me if I can go higher.
Oh yeah, your little puffball. Are you okay, Javi? Tight.
also a lot of exercise every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. So, George is excited. This is the first time in his life he's actually making money. So of course he wants to celebrate. He takes his trusty hunting rifle and a handle of whiskey into the mountains. He starts trying to hunt. A few hours have passed. He's drinking. He's looking. He's drinking some more. He's looking around. He takes one last swig because he thinks he sees antlers. So he lines up his shot, takes it. It's a tree. Yeah, that handle went by pretty quickly, and now he's out of whiskey, and he didn't get a deer. So he sits next to a tree. He's breathing, thinking, hoping the world will stop spinning at some point in time, and he notices a hole off to the side. This hole is blowing out steam. Now, the original cave tours were 8-hour-long belly crawls. How nice would it be if you came out of the cave and you could take a bath in a hot spring? And George liked that idea. But he knew he was too drunk to remember where he found this hole, so he took a red bandana, tied it around a nearby tree branch, and hoped that would remind him. By a show of hands, who remembers their worst night out? Yeah. George was the same. He forgot everything the next morning, came to work, gave his tours, completely forgot for an entire year. It took him until his next hunting trip, which had become a sort of annual event, for him to realize that bandana was still there. He was hiking around, hadn't quite started drinking yet, sees the bandana, starts looking for the hole, but this time it's sucking air down. See, hot springs don't do this. Cave systems do. So George goes, he grabs his tools, he starts digging in that hole, and he pops into Manitou Grand Caverns, a beautiful cave system. Now, at this point in time, the relationship with the Reinhardts and the Snyders has grown sour. Is your best friend still your best friend if he signs your paychecks? No. So there was tension building between the two of them, and George figured this was his opportunity to make everything better. He would just use his own cave system, and then the Reinhardts had their cave system to do what they wanted to with. But George knew the Reinhardts wouldn't like that idea, so he kept it a secret. Real hush-hush. He worked on his cave system at night. During the day, he would give tours at Cave of the Winds so the Reinhardts wouldn't know. And after a year, his cave system was ready. So he tells the Reinhardts, "Oh, I'm old. This is a hard job, and I think I'm done. I can't. Give me the back 40 acres of this property, and I'll give you my 50% share of Cave of the Winds." Reinhardt's like this idea. Cave of the Winds is making them a lot of money, and up until this point, they were only getting 50%, but now looking forward, they would get 100% of the profits, so they gave George the back half of the property. But then George opened up his cave system, and it was an instant success because George had taken the time to build a road all the way up to the main entrance, and the main entrance was large enough that women in their fine ball gowns could walk right in and not worry about getting their dresses dirty. See, George, he'd hold parties, drinking, dancing, gambling in a cave system. Who could say no to that? Now, the Reinhardts, with their 8-hour-long belly crawl, were starting to lose business. Didn't understand why, but they did know people were going to George's property for some reason. So they send an investigator, and this investigator finds out two things. One, George has a cave system, and that cave system is still partially on their property. So the Reinhardts are wealthy. They get a team of lawyers together, and they sue George for everything he's worth, and they win. But George, he still has some money from Cave of the Winds. He gets his own team of lawyers together, and he sues them right back. He gets his cave system back. But the Reinhardts, they're a determined bunch, so they sue him. So he sues them, and this goes on for 20 long years. And it ends with George dying in California. Not a penny to his name, and not a single cave system in sight.
Dang.
George, come on.
Hey, you guys looking a little solemn for the Haunted Lantern Tour. Were you expecting a happy ending? interesting. Either way, we are going to continue forward into the Adventure Room. The Adventure Room connects Cave of the Winds to Manitou Grand Caverns, which is where the Haunted Lantern Tour is held. You might have noticed there's lighting in here. It's nice. You can see where you're going. Appreciate it, because that's going to change really quick. Now, once we get inside of Manitou Grand Caverns, I don't mind you recording out in the light, but once we get inside, that light will affect your night vision. So once we're in Manitou Grands, all electronics must go off and in the pockets. Are we ready?
I don't know. Yes, oh.
All right, let's do it.
Have her take it now.
What time is it?
Have her take it.
And cultures to block spiritual activity. It is my job to close and lock this gate, because down beneath us is the Unicorns and Rainbows Discovery Tour. My job, keep the unicorns and rainbows for them. So if I'm closing and locking this gate, how am I the first person in line?
You can't be.
Yeah, it's not a trick question. I can't be. So whether you knew it or not, you elected yourself a leader.
All right, I'll go.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to hand you bucket lanterns. These bucket lanterns will be your only light source, and you will be guiding us in. You're going to follow this path into a room. There will be a pile of rocks with a white lantern sitting on top. We're going to make a circle around that lantern. If you find stairs, do not climb up them. Feeling confident? All right.
Cornelius, are you scared? Are you scared? Is you scared? Do it, do it, do it! Try it!